Michelle.
Hello.
Ayan, it's so nice no, na tinutuloy mo pa rin this, this advocacy right after Miss World. So, trabaho pa rin for
Of
autism.
course, I mean, like I said, the advocacy for me is such a lifelong advocacy and mission that I really want to help solve or at least help get a message across. I have mentioned like in the past there are a lot of instant nodal advocacies that are out there, but I believe that my partnership with Autism Society Autism Society Philippines and just this advocacy as a general will really be part of my life going forward because it's something that I really want to commit to, something that I really want to contribute to, especially because it's such a close issue to me. So you guys will be seeing more of me in green. So
Bakit green pala na ang color?
that is something I can't answer because it's the color of hope. I don't call it correct.
And syempre after your stint in the Miss World
Yes.
pageant, parang mas inano mo yung level ng awareness ng
Yes.
autism. And that's your goal.
That was my
naman
goal.
talaga, no?
Actually, while I was in Miss World, I can honestly say that the head-to-head challenges were the challenges that really made me nervous because this is the part of the competition where I'm bringing that advocacy on a global stage where everybody's eyes are just on you waiting for your answers. And I believe that I was able to get a good message across. I'm so proud that people actually started listening, people started responding. I've gotten a flood of messages about people with similar situations or just people that are struggling to find hope or to find inspiration. So I'm really happy that despite the fact that I didn't bring home the crown, I was still able to do my purpose there, which is to bring this advocacy on the global stage.
Michelle, since this is National Autism Consciousness
Yes.
Week, ano yung mga participation mo? Ano yung mga gagawin mo for PSA?
Well, actually, due to scheduling issues, I will be out of town from tomorrow to Friday because of work. But on Saturday and Sunday most especially, I will have an active participation at the Angels Walk, and as well as launching that bench campaign will be on the Angels Walk Day as well. So,
yung
lots of
Angels
things to
Walk,
look
tell us
forward
about
to.
it. Anong mangyayari doon?
Actually, we discussed it earlier, but we have a whole program that's going to be held in the MOA Arena. So we're going to be giving recognition to people who deserve it. We're going to showcase the talents of people that are on the spectrum. So it's really just about highlighting their capabilities and what they want. What they deserve. Also, the Angels Walk is catered into spreading that message that despite years back, they started with such a small group and now we're filling up an arena. And we have it starting in other countries as well. So it's really just a global movement of influence to bring that message out there that we really have to make not just the Philippines but the world an autism okay world. And as the years progress, the Angels Walk has gotten bigger and bigger. And I mentioned earlier that we're starting in other countries as well. I think it was mentioned earlier that some Filipino SPED teachers are also making their own version of the Angels Walk. So imagine if we can create it or turn it into a global movement, that would be such a good thing. So,
Michelle, how did it feel that your Beauty with a Purpose project is among the ones shortlisted from among over 100 projects from the delegates of Miss World?
you know, during their announcement of finalists, it was such a waiting game because it starts alphabetically. And we only knew that I think 20 people were coming in, but we didn't have a list. So Australia came first, and then all the other countries followed. And I just remember sitting in my seat. It was like a cinema kasi, and then we were just watching, and I was just like, okay, Peru is next, and if it's not the Philippines next, then wala na. But suddenly the Philippines came on, and I was just so happy. I texted Miss Mona right away. I was like, we made it to the top 20. I wasn't expecting it, but I was hoping for it. And yeah, that moment really brought me to tears because it's all of our hard work into creating that advocacy, that message was really happening.
How did your fellow candidates respond to your campaign on autism?
They responded very positively about it. Obviously, we all brought our respective advocacies on the stage, and they really have a lot of respect towards each and everybody's causes. And just the fact that there's always been a question, what is the thing that excites me the most about Miss World? And it's really about what all of us countries do afterwards. Because you have 100 and plus countries going on the global stage, trying to make a difference in the world, constantly communicating about our advocacies, our projects. And it's exciting because it's like a global partnership, and where we can invite them, and they're super optimistic about supporting the cause and me supporting their causes. So it's really just a joint effort on trying to make positive influences around the world. So it's nothing but good reactions from them.
So yung DBCR this year, aside from movies, tell us this year.
Yes, actually I'm still a talent under GMA. So if I do have my shows, ongoing shows still. So tuloy pa rin ang Showbiz live. But I do have other plans on venturing some opportunities abroad because I have gotten some inquiries there. Movies, I think I'm doing one confirmed so far this year. And
Abroad, is it going to be modeling?
yes, it's modeling related, but I wouldn't be migrating there. It's just going for work.
Nararaket
And-
ka lang abroad.
No naman, because I'm still a model in New York also. So
Ah, okay.
obviously, if an opportunity presents itself to you, then you just take
You're a
it as
signed
work.
model in New York.
Yes, I am.
Okay, you have an existing contract.
Yes, I do.
For how long is that agreement with the agency?
My agreement with them, because I signed with them in 2018,
Uh-huh.
and it's a 3-year, 4-year
Okay.
contract. So
Will the international campaign be seen here in the Philippines too?
hopefully, we can hope for that. I hope it will be. Let's see. Other than that, of course, other than all the showbiz and entertainment industry life, I do plan on working closely with the ASP into creating those rural ASP chapters around the Philippines. Something that I would really like to do is, part of my New Year's resolutions is to create a yearly event also. So that's in partnership with ASP as well. And just to continue to spread the message, continue to spread positive energy around the Philippines.
Michelle, have you noticed any difference in the consciousness of the Filipinos towards autism from the time you became an advocate up to this moment?
Yes, of course. It's the thing about being an influencer or being an advocate is you have a lot of people that come to you and share their stories. A good note would be I had this conversation with an actor the other day, and he was telling me about his experience in terms of how the viral videos came about. This is actually one of the reasons why we released an anti-bullying campaign, because they started copying people with autism. And because of the efforts of these actors and my efforts, people are starting to realize that it's not okay to do that. It's not okay to judge people that are literally born with these disabilities. So it's not a big change all at once, but it's a sure but steady, gradual influence that we're trying to make here. Slow but sure.
Hi, Michelle. You have been such an advocate for awareness for
Yes.
autism. Do you think, as a country, we have come a long way in terms of viewing it as a medical condition instead of sickness?
Well, the thing about being autistic, it's not really a mental disability, more as a learning disability. So, just like your question, it's still an ongoing process on trying to spread that message that being autistic doesn't mean it's not within the same spectrum as being bipolar or being depressed, because those you can acquire throughout your lifetime. Being autistic is something that you're born with. So it's really a slow-paced movement. It's something that we're still trying to get across. How far has the Philippines gone in terms of that? I think we've come a long way from, let's say, a decade ago, where people were still calling kids kids on the spectrum different names, different insults like the R word or the C word, and people are refraining from using that already, and that's also a good step. Just your own self-consciousness and how you act towards the world, because change really starts from yourself, and that's when you can create influence. So just to answer your question, we have come a long way from before.
This is our first time to see you after coming home from this world.
Yes.
So I want to ask, as a pageant fan, are you satisfied with your top-level performance in this world?
Am I satisfied? I obviously gave 110% of myself on that stage. Am I satisfied with the results with Miss Jamaica? I love Miss Jamaica. I really feel like she's one of the candidates that deserve to be crowned. With my own performance, I don't think I would have changed anything that I've done, because when I did come on there, I came 100% ready. As you can see, with the important events, I really gave it my all, and I'm really happy that the way the Filipinos responded towards that was nothing but positive towards me. I can't really say the same about how they responded towards how the pageant was held or organized. But in terms of my performance, I'm really proud of myself. It's something that I really challenged myself to do. I really went out of my comfort zone, and I was so actively participating in the preparations of everything, from the styling to my training to what I would be wearing on a daily basis. So yes, I'm very satisfied. Regrets with what? Specifically.
Matters how you during the finals, your whole performance during the pageant.
Overall, I'm very satisfied with how I performed internationally. Obviously, I am my worst critic. There are a few things that I wish I could have done differently. There are some strategies that didn't go as planned, but when you're in the moment, all you can do is adjust to what's happening around you. There was a lot of chaos happening backstage because you have 120 girls all cramped up backstage. You can't really account for human error with the people that are around us. So again, all we could do was adjust. There were a couple of hiccups along the pageant. For the coronation, things didn't necessarily, not on my end, but there were a lot of hiccups on the organization's end where things just didn't go as we rehearsed it to. But in terms of my performance, I'm really proud of myself, and I feel like I deserve to say that. It's been such a long time coming. Preparations didn't just take a year, but years. So,
Michelle, given another chance,
given another
makapagpapali sa
chance.
ibang pageant.
Baka daw pwede kang next category.
Wow.
Diba?
I am 24.
So you still have chance to join Miss Universe.
But I am turning 25 this year.
May chance pa.
3 more years.
Oo.
3 more years.
So, are you thinking na pwedeng maging next category na parang i-join Miss World and then Miss Universe naman?
Well, I don't really believe in being the next anyone.
Yeah.
You can only be an upgraded version of yourself. I mean, people were saying, can you be the next Melanie Marquez? And I said, I don't want to be the next Melanie Marquez. I want to be Michelle Dee. So if I do entertain that thought of joining Miss Universe or other pageants, it won't be with the target of trying to be with just like Catriona. It'll be me finding kayo Fisher. Kayo I'll just leave my answer at it's under consideration to join other pageants, but of course I've already sacrificed so much for Miss World in terms of my life, so this year is kind of a year of self-discovery on other options of my life, things that I'm passionate about, things that I wanted to focus on, but only is able to now. So it's really just about self-discovery. It's always an open discussion, but walang siguradong sagot.
May ano pa? Kumbaga may time pa naman.
Oh.
Yes,
I think.
there's
Yeah, you still have several years
There's
pa.
no
3
rush.
years ba?
And
Page
I really believe that this year's pageants are gonna be really intense, especially Miss Universe.
What did your mom tell you about after Miss World? Yeah, she was there in London.
Yes, she was there. My whole family was there. She was very proud. I remember my sister was telling me that during the whole pageant coronation, my mom was like, "Oh, if ako yung nakakuha ng question yan, ito yung sasagutin ko." Obviously, my mom's such a character, but she really acknowledges how much pageantry has changed throughout the years. It's not the same as when she joined or in their generation. There's just so much more involved. Nagulat siya na every day for about a month, I was doing something, I was fixing up. We had like 2 or 3 events happening every day. And that's something that's very different from before. So she acknowledges the effort and she's very proud. Obviously, as a mother, she will have like things to say about how other things happen. But she's just being a mom that cares.
Typical.
Yeah,
Typical
typical nanay.
Michelle, kasi as we all know, there's a calamity right now
Yes.
in the Philippines. I want to ask your opinion about the negative. I want to ask your reaction on the negativity being spread on social media. That there seems to be a witch hunt as to which celebrities are helping out in terms of publicly, whether announced or unannounced on social media. So, kasi it's a case of damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that? Do you think helping out victims should be done privately or publicly by these celebrities?
Well, I think they can do whatever they want to do. If they want to publicize that they're helping, to spread that influence that other people should help also, then so be it. If you want to help and just keep it to yourself, then there's nothing wrong with that as well. I think the only problem is the people that are actively judging people that don't help or not. I think what they should be focusing on is how they can do their part into helping the people that are victims of our calamities and not focusing on what other people are doing and just focusing on what they can do as an individual. So I really believe that social media is such a powerful tool nowadays. If they choose to if they choose to help and to choose to show that to the world, then great for you. But if you just choose to help in your own small way, then that's fine as well.
Because, the criticism is that this is gonna be parang one occasion where we could really see kung sino yung mga beauty queens talaga who are really true to their advocacies or not. So this is where it's coming from. That's
Yeah.
why I'm asking this question.
Well, I'm not actually aware of that issue that's going on, the witch
On social
hunt.
media.
Yeah.
Parang there seems to be like,
A witch hunt on people.
Ako lang yung witch hunt. Pero there's like, parang, these people on social media are comparing, every celebrity who is donating their time and efforts in these calamities versus other celebrities are also doing the same thing.
Well, I can't really speak for what they're doing. I do believe that this is one of those times where we should all come together and help the victims because, this is what we're here for. That's why the reserves, the army, the navies, they're all there helping out. And what can we do as citizens of the Philippines? It's not really about celebrities. It's not really about, and I really have to stress this because being a public figure always under scrutiny in the public eye. And we're all but just mere citizens of the Philippines as well. And, you help in whatever way you can. The comparison has to stop because you don't know what's going on in their personal lives. You don't know what they can afford to offer. You don't know their capacities as well. Some celebrities, as compared to others, might not have ties to foundations. Maybe all they can do is just simply drop off a donation box. But the root of that problem or the root of the solution is really getting everybody to do something to help. And that in itself is where us as a country will be tested, because it's really one of those times where we have to come together to help each other as a nation, because if we don't help ourselves, then how can we expect other people to help us also?
Last question.
Yeah, wala.
Coming from your Miss World experience, alam ko this is getting too far ahead. The pageant, the next Miss World Philippines will be happening probably
Yes.
later this year. So, if there is an advice that you could give to your futures, to your eventual success, or having come from your Miss World experience
Yes.
recently, what would it be?
To my future successor.
Kasi top 12.
Titingin ako sa camera.
Top 12.
Well, 115, I think, 120. To my successor, I would like to say, or my advice would definitely be, have the heart for it. Miss World isn't like the other pageantries. It's really different. What happens behind the scenes is really different, and you really have to have a good sense of yourself, a good sense of who you are, because it's so easy to be easily swayed by the influences of other countries. You question your worth a lot also, because you come in there thinking you're 100% prepared, especially coming from the Philippines, and then you start comparing yourself to other countries, other candidates, and that poses a lot of self-esteem issues, a lot of confidence issues. I saw it happen to a lot of the candidates, but that's because I feel like where my heart my goal wasn't just to win, but it was to make my advocacy proud, which was to make my country proud and to represent them well. You can't come in there just wanting to win. You have to come in there with a greater purpose, because if you lose, and there's 1 in 120 chances that you're gonna lose, then you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the results, because I came in there with the purpose of doing what I did, and I came out of London knowing that I was able to fulfill what I wanted to fulfill. So my advice is to know yourself, have a good sense of self-worth, be confident in your training, be confident in yourself. I can't stress that enough. You really just have to stay true to who you are, stay true to the reasons why you're joining the pageant. And good luck.
Very well said, Miss Philippines.
May show ka ba?
My talk show. I have my talk show Glow Up. I
Yeah.
don't have an upcoming
So-
teleserye yet.
Wala.
Yes, because I don't really have a reason. I just got back. Before coming back to London, we obviously didn't know the results of how the pageant would come
Yeah.
about. So a lot of the planning for the first quarter shows happened when I was in London. So we'll see if we have an upcoming teleserye in the future.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.